Hello, thank you. Thank you very much. We good? It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I know a lot of comics say that, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it's genuinely still a pleasure to be anywhere that's not on a webcam. Reason number one why I prefer to be in this lovely room with you real people as opposed to a virtual one is that it's a lot less likely in this room that my whole field of vision is going to be taken up by a cat's arsehole. Reason number two is that it's a lot harder for you to kick me out of this room. That is assault, which is illegal. Reason number three is you're not charging to let me watch you. That's a joke there about cam girls. If you don't understand that joke, then congratulations, you've made positive life choices. I have a confession to make before we carry on. It's that I hate a certain group of people. I understand it's quite uncomfortable. It's 2021, you shouldn't do that. And I have tried to educate myself, and I have tried to immerse myself in this group's culture, but it's not made things better. In fact, it's probably made things worse. I just can't stand kids. Yeah, hate them. They should go back to where they came from. That is an issue for my son. Yeah, this is my 5-year-old son who recently cut the hair of a girl in his class in exchange for yogurt. Genuinely did happen, that. And as a parent, I was left conflicted. Do I have a go at him, or do I praise him for his business acumen? He actually lives in Wales. He lives with his mum. I see him weekends and holidays, and that makes him half Welsh and half English. So the big question for me is, who is he going to support when he grows up? You know, really, really important decision for him to make, and impacts me massively. I'm hoping it's his dad. But because he doesn't live with me, he's, well, some people have cruelly said that makes me a part-time dad. Which, you know, obviously I take issue with. That's far too generous. I see myself as more of a gig economy dad. In that I work very hard but see little to no benefits. It's not true. I don't work hard. Yeah, so when you become a dad, you instantly enter into a not very exclusive club called the Hypocrite Club. First rule of Hypocrite Club, of course, is you don't talk about Hypocrite Club. Second rule of Hypocrite Club is that you talk about Hypocrite Club. The reason for this is because all day you tell your son or your daughter not to do certain things, and as soon as their back is turned, you go and do those things, because they're fun, aren't they? I mean, you know, who wouldn't want to write on a wall? I mean, I come from Bristol, fucking love that over there. Right? But yeah, the issue is that, you know, you're a hypocrite, and that's not a good thing. So case in point, my son fucking loves sugar at the moment. He's 5 years old, of course he does. But I have to be a responsible dad and say, look son, eat your fruit and vegetables, you need to grow up fit and healthy. As soon as his back is turned, in the evening, me and my fiancée more than happy to sit on the sofa and crack open a tub of Ben & Jerry's. Each. The other thing that my son is into at the moment is lying. And this is because he's, again, 5-year-old boy, he's pushing his boundaries, imagination, that's fine. But as a responsible dad, I have to say, look son, you can't lie all the time, it's not a good thing to do. As soon as he goes to bed, I'm on the fiancée on the sofa rather. That's not my bit on the side, I don't have a sofa that I'm just seeing with my fiancée. She's in the audience, I have to make that very clear. Yeah, sorry, I'm being a responsible dad, and so you can't lie all the time. But I'm on a sofa with my fiancée, and I'm more than happy to tell her that regardless of how much Ben & Jerry she eats, I'll still find her attractive. You'll understand this next bit now, if you didn't like that. It's all right. The other thing that my son is getting into, it's very embarrassing to be honest, so why not tell a room full of strangers, that he's a 5-year-old boy. So like all 5-year-old boys, he started to touch himself, which is quite awkward, obviously. Not in that way, it's ridiculous. Like, it's quite awkward, and I have to be a responsible dad, and I have to say, don't touch your willy or it will fall off. Obvious. But in the evening, because of the joke I made about my fiance, I have a wank. That's. I recently realised that something that I've long since suspected about myself, which is that I am an incredibly boring man. It's true. And I realised this because of the census. Did everyone do the census, by the way? Show of hands if you did. It's a legal requirement, by the way, so anyone with their hands down, I will be reporting to the police. Which is most of you, to be honest. I did the census, and incredibly, got a chat about census over there, like a big thing, like more than anything I've said. Just like, yeah, I did the census. Maybe. You don't get a prize for doing the census, you just have to do it. Like, it'd be great if you did get a prize for a census, didn't you? If they just gave you a pint or something. Anyway, I digress. So I'm doing the census, and it's just incredibly fucking dull. So it's just 30s, white, male, no religion, unless it furthers my son's education. I'm pretty much the poster boy for the average British male, aka Mr. Mediocre UK, 33 years running. I'm so average and boring that racists have started to confide in me, which is really awkward. I don't want that kind of attention, so I have to sit them down and go, look, Grandad, this is a christening. They aren't going to take your job. You don't have one, you're retired. Yeah, so I'm done basically. It's the upshot of that. I think the only thing that's like semi-interesting about me is my class, and that's not on the census, because I skirt between working class and middle class. And that's because my mum was raised working class, and my dad is a cock. To demonstrate this, my parents are separated. When we stayed with my mum for dinner, we would have Findus crispy pancakes, if we were lucky. At my dad's, we would have food. But no, I shouldn't complain. It was good food, but it was kind of really like it was posh food. It was like smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels, and I just wanted a pizza, you know. So it's like it was frustrating, but I sound a bit bratty now. But the point being is that I was caught between these two worlds, and I still am now. So in every single situation, I don't know where to turn. I've got this issue here. So when I'm at the football, I don't know whether to invest in an executive box at Old Trafford or to glass someone. If I see a pheasant, do I shoot it or do I run it down in my 2004 Polo? If someone serves me olives in a restaurant, do I eat them or do I look at the waiter confused about why he's put a hole in my grapes? If I come into some money, I've got about 50 of these. If I come into some money, do I invest it in pharmaceuticals or drugs? So my dad was so keen for me to be middle class that he used to police my language all the time. So, but he wasn't the greatest parent, so I basically got raised on American TV, where they used to say, oh my God, a lot when they were surprised. So I copied that. Whenever I was surprised, I would say, oh my God. And he would go, no son, you need to say, oh my gosh, oh my God is rude. It's a good job he hasn't seen this set. And I wanted to be a good kid, I wanted to impress him, I wanted to make him proud. So I tried so hard, but I used to forget. So my dad had to sit me down and he used to say, Martin, say oh my gosh, oh my God is rude. And again, I wanted to make him proud, so I said, no problem, I'll make sure whenever I'm surprised, I will say, oh my gosh. Didn't think anything of it, and then walked away. A couple of days later, I walked into a room, my dad was there, and I was really surprised. And my instant reaction was to say that phrase I couldn't say. But I wanted to make him proud, and with his words ringing in my ears, I remembered. So I went, oh my gosh, Dad, why are you fucking mum? Now, half of that story is true. I'll let you figure out which half. I've been Mark the Toll, but you've been fucking amazing. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going.